A new deadline just announced for the final votes on these two stimulus packages currently on the table. Let's get into it and discuss where we currently stand as information is changing very rapidly during this time. Hey everyone, welcome. Thanks so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video as it's totally free to do so, and I am back each and every day in videos just like this one, bringing you all the latest updates hot off the wire as they are being released, especially right now as all of this information literally continues to change multiple times each and every day. I'm watching everything very closely, and I come back each and every day in a couple videos just like this to bring you all of the latest updates. So thank you so much for your support. I truly appreciate it. Subscribe down below, and I promise you I'll be here for you every single day with all of the information you need to know during this time as things are changing so incredibly fast right now. All right, wow, what a week it has been. Just to really quickly recap. So back on Monday, they were supposed to be voting on the infrastructure bill. It didn't happen. Nancy Pelosi said, we'll be bringing it for a final vote on Thursday. Again, Thursday, it didn't happen. That brings us to Friday, where Nancy Pelosi said shortly after midnight, early Friday morning, Nancy Pelosi said, we'll be bringing a final vote today. Well, check it out. Yesterday was Friday, and guess what? Late yesterday evening, Nancy Pelosi came out waving the white flag and said, you know what? We need to delay this vote once again. So now we are delayed on the infrastructure vote once again when it was supposed to be last Monday, like a few days ago, right? Almost a week ago already. The final votes were supposed to be coming in on this thing. In fact, they were all supposed to be bringing the final votes on the reconciliation bill as of yesterday or Thursday as well, and again, it didn't happen. So, wow, what a mess, seriously. So now at this point, yesterday with that meeting with President Biden and all of the Democratic caucus, they came out and basically said, we need to lower the price tag on this $3.5 trillion reconciliation bill all the way down to about $2 trillion, and we need to get this thing done, whether it happens in 6 minutes, 6 days, or 6 weeks. Well, there's already rumors out there right now that they may be bringing final votes on this thing this coming week already. So again, like I've said in so many of my videos, please do not hold your breath, because we've seen delay after delay after delay with this stuff. We know that they constantly get delayed with everything. So please don't hold your breath on this. We'll just have to see. We can only take it basically hour by hour at this point, because literally information continues to change so fast right now. However, we do have a new deadline that was just announced by Nancy Pelosi a short time ago, earlier today, in a Dear Colleague letter. Yeah, so you know Nancy Pelosi, she enjoys writing these Dear Colleague letters out to the Democratic caucus in the House of Representatives, and she sent out another one just earlier today. So throughout this letter, basically she's calling on these two packages to be passed, and essentially she drew a line in the sand. Once again, another line in the sand, right? We saw how that worked out. The previous line in the sand was October 1st. Well, we blew right on by that one, and we can see how that line in the sand actually worked out for us, right? Didn't exactly work. Well, the new line in the sand now is October 31st. She came out in her letter and said she wants to have these packages fully passed by October 31st, which basically gives her about 29 days or so, right, from now, which would be the end of the month, obviously. Halloween, maybe it'll be a little treat for all of us in our Halloween baskets. Probably not, but either way, we'll just see about that. But here's the thing. She said she wants them passed on or before October 31st. So ideally, they want to get these things done before October 31st, and in fact, they probably will get them done, but that's just kind of the line in the sand that she has now drawn. Let's be real. This comes as no surprise. Like I've been saying throughout the entire month of September, I said this is an incredibly busy month. Historically, this is one of the busiest months that they have in Congress, and now they want to pile these stimulus packages on top of it. I just said, it's just not going to happen. Seriously, they're going to get delayed, and we won't be surprised one bit. Well, sure enough, yeah, they're of course delayed. So either way, the president will continue to be working with Congress throughout the weekend to hash out all the details on this thing. And like I said, there are rumors out there already saying that maybe they'll be bringing final votes on these things this coming week. But again, we will continue to watch that very closely. And of course, I will keep you posted on all of that information as we get more details. So yeah, a lot going on, as you can see. Now, yesterday evening, I just want to throw this out there because I'm sure you've seen some headlines out there, and I just want to make it very clear, but yesterday evening, the House of Representatives did actually do some voting. Now, this was not on the stimulus package, but rather this was on a transportation bill because funding actually ran out as of October 1st, and potentially 3,700 federal workers were looking at furloughs as a result of this. Well, they passed it through the House last night, and then earlier, just a few hours ago today, they actually passed it through the Senate. So now it's on to the president for a signature. In fact, he may be signing that thing right here, right now, as I make this video. But either way, that has nothing to do with the stimulus packages, but rather it's just accounting for those 3,700 plus federal employees so that they are not going on furlough, right? So anyway, good stuff. It's nice that they're actually working forward with that. But the cool thing about this, now remember, they need to refine this $3.5 trillion reconciliation bill down to about $2 trillion, as President Biden has called on them to do. Well, as they go back to the drawing board, they're really going to have to figure out what they need to chop from this bill. And again, there are some rumors going on out there right now that they may be chopping down the child tax credit payments. Remember, these are the monthly checks that are going out on a monthly basis, anywhere between $250 and $300 each and every month for families who have kids under the age 17 and younger. They may be pulling that one out of there because remember, that one is in there to extend it out through 2025. They may be chopping that one out of the program to lower the price tag on this. And of course, this comes as no surprise once again, but they're also talking about potentially chopping out Medicare expansion in this to lower the price tag on this thing. So out of all the programs they have in this, of course, they have to do something that impacts tens of millions of older adults and people with disabilities. I just feel like you've got to be kidding me. Seriously, of all the different things in the package, of all the things they could chop out of there, they have to choose the one that impacts the vast majority of people right here on the channel? Yeah. So either way, we don't know what it's actually going to be as far as what they remove out of these packages to lower the price tag, but those are some of the rumored items that we are seeing out there right now. And again, we'll have to watch that very closely because we do know that Bernie Sanders is one of the major advocates out there for expanding Medicare to include hearing, dental, and vision coverage, as well as lowering the eligibility age down to 60. So we'll see if they actually get any traction with that, or if Bernie steps up like he usually does and says, oh no way, we're not removing Medicare expansion and expanding Medicare coverages, as well as lowering the age for all of these beneficiaries, right? So, I mean, let's be real. I mean, all of us at the end of the day just want more money in our pockets, cash in our pockets, whether it's in the form of raises to benefits, permanent raises to benefits, just like that video that I posted earlier this morning, that raise for all those millions of beneficiaries, or if it's in the form of a stimulus check. We don't really, you know what I mean? Like, we want the cash in our pockets, but at the end of the day, even if the Medicare got expanded and it included hearing, dental, and vision, that would include a lot of people, right? That would be pretty beneficial to a lot of people, helping you out get your new glasses, maybe dental work, maybe hearing aids, things like this. It would certainly be very beneficial. So hopefully they can keep that in there and maybe just kind of refine some of the other spending on other initiatives, so at least people with seniors and people with disabilities can actually still get some kind of benefit out of this program. And remember, we continue to talk about this because this is actually in the headlines right now. There's a lot of talk about this, but this is the $1,400 stimulus check that was announced by the Senior Citizens League, and they want this to be added into the stimulus package. Well, now that they're on back on the drawing table and kind of figuring this whole thing out as far as lowering the price tag on this thing, maybe they'll actually kind of figure it out and say, okay, what is absolutely necessary during this time? And they might come out with 5 different provisions or 5 different proposals and say, okay, all of these are absolutely essential during this time for millions of Americans. And then we could say, hey, check it out. A $1,400 stimulus check would also be very much needed for this group of people, as in fixed income beneficiaries like Social Security, retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, VA, and RRB, right? So maybe they'll come to their senses and realize that all of these millions of beneficiaries do actually need this additional stimulus check. And the Senior Citizens League will be introducing it to Congress, perfectly timed, right as they are renegotiating all of the parameters of this reconciliation bill. So, you know, I've mentioned this before in my videos. Does anybody see a weird coincidence that is going on this year in 2021? Very similar to what we saw last year in 2020 as far as the going back and forth, the bills coming to the table and all of a sudden being rejected and saying, oh no, we're delaying them, they're not being voted on, and then they kick the can down the road for a month and a half, 2 months, whatever it happens to be, and then all of a sudden There we see it later in the year. I mean, it's almost a weird coincidence, right? We're seeing the same thing play out this year, exactly what we saw last year. I mean, we've been noticing that throughout the entire year. And once again, what we're seeing right now, like right here, right now, this the last couple days here and here over the weekend, it's pretty much the exact same thing we were seeing last year, right? Weird stuff. But either way, remember last year, right at the end of the year, literally a couple days right before the end of the year, we did see stimulus check number 2. So, crossing our fingers, we will see stimulus check number 4 once again introduced in this new revised plan, the $2 trillion package, or whatever they happen to determine the top line number to be. Again, President Biden said, make it about $2 trillion. So we'll see. They'll probably have some final announcements here sometime soon as far as once they introduce their new package, as far as here's what we got. It's about $2 trillion. You know, it's not going to be exactly $2 trillion, but it'll probably be like 2.1, 2.2, something like that. It'll be right around that $2 trillion as the president has called on. But either way, wow, a lot of drama thrown down, seriously, right? So again, this comes as no surprise. But remember, the whole refining of this whole bill and everything going on right now may not be the worst thing when it comes to stimulus checks, right? Because this is typically how it goes. They come up with a big top line number and then they go back and forth and say, oh no, it's too much, we've got to go lower. And eventually they come lower, and then throughout the process of negotiating again, a lot of times stimulus checks are thrown in. So this is not necessarily a bad thing. Coming down on the package size may actually just be a good thing for a lot of people, right? So we've got to continue watching this very closely. But like I say in all my videos, don't worry, you don't need to do the research. I do all of it for you, right here for you. I do all this research every single day, hours and hours. I go through a lot of different information. I boil it all down into these short videos and I deliver them to you a few times each and every day to bring you all the latest updates so that you are in tune with everything going on right now. So again, please make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below the video. It's totally free to do so, and I promise you, I will continue to be here for you every single day, as I'm very much dedicated and committed to this community and each and every one of you right here to help out in any way that I can, because I want to make sure that you get all of the money and benefits that you're eligible to receive as a result of these packages. Because let's be real, with multi-trillion-dollar packages, there's always money in there for the people. We just need to figure out what it is, where it is, and how much you can get and what you need to do to get it, right? Well, that is my commitment right here on this channel for each and every one of you. So thank you again for your support. I truly appreciate it. Subscribe down below, and I promise you I'll be back later with another update and all the latest details, and we'll continue watching this very, very closely until we get that final pass. And then we'll figure out how do we get the money that's in that package for you, right? So again, thank you so much. Enjoy your day. I'll catch you again later. I hope you enjoyed this update. I'm going to get back to it and see what else has happened in the last, I don't know, half hour or so since I've been working on this video. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll catch you